We're back. We are putting the good old S3 over here on the engine stand. We're going to take the oil pan off of it so that we can change the oil pan gasket, rear main seal, rear back cover gasket, and all the little things I think might be bad. We're going to go around the whole motor, and it's been like 3 years since I've opened this motor or like cleaned it, so it's probably a good time to make it new again. And then we're also going to take the subframe off the chassis because it is notched for a GTO pan, but I no longer need that, so I'm going to get another one that can be notched for the rack moving forward. Matt's also here. He's installing a bottle warmer. He's back there. He's installing a bottle warmer in his nitrous kit because last time he raced somebody, it was at 900 pressure or something like that, and he was like, 600. He was making that an excuse for losing, so he went out and bought a bottle warmer. He said, "I'll never lose again." We'll see. Steven. To Steven, you'll never lose again to Steven.
Tell me what you're doing. Talk. You don't talk about it.
Can't hear anything thanks to Matt.
Dang it, Matt.
Looks like this flywheel is going to need resurfacing. It's got a lot of hot spots, and it's also messing with my disc. You can see it, it's all cracked. This is a pretty new disc. That's pretty wild that it's like that already.
That's blurry.
You can see it's leaking right here from the oil pan gasket. That's really bad for your clutch.
You have black all over your face.
It happens. These bolts, the original bolts for the trans to the block, are really small. And the ones we need to put the engine stand bracket on need to be a lot longer because there's barely any thread on that. So we have to go get some because I don't remember where mine are. Instead of doing this right now or worrying about this, I'm going to do the subframe, and then I'll come back to this after I go get some bolts. Easy.
Yes, Massa.
Put this on the table, please. Alright, just gotta get this one bolt out, and it should all fall out. Yeah, baby. Got him. I'm taking the pan off so I could swap it for an aftermarket one. This pan is its stock GTO pan. It's front sump from here to here. It's very long. So the only way it fits in the S13 subframe is you notch the subframe, like you can see over here. See, this right here is where the oil pan falls in. This is where my steering rack goes. What you're supposed to do is you cut this subframe opposite. You cut it in this direction, so you move the steering rack forward. But because the oil pan falls in here, I have no room to move my steering rack. This is all my old stuff. Back, I don't know how many years ago, 7 years ago, I went to do my first LS, and mounts and stuff like this were not available like they are now, and if they were, they're very expensive. So this is all custom made by a friend, and I paid him, and he made all these mounts. As you can see, they're very rough around the edges, but they work, and they've worked for a very long time. They use energy suspension transmission bushing for the trans and for the motor mount, which I think it actually helps me not break axle because it helps and allows the motor to vibrate and kind of dampen the torque. So you can see the collectors down here where this bend is, and you can see how beat up this is. But now, instead of it coming this way and over, which right here is where you get all the hits, this my frame comes up to here a little bit, and this will not, you won't even see this. This will be inside. And then this one also has another harsh angle here that you can see. This one's really bad. And then up here. This one only has one harsh angle and then pretty straight across, which is a lot better than another 45 degree. This is my new Y pipe. It's pretty legit. It goes like this. Oh, it's upside down. Goes this way. I lied. And what's cool about it is they designed it so it bolts up to basically any S13 exhaust. So like an SR exhaust or, you know, RB or whatever, after their downpipe comes the midsection and then the tail end of it, it bolts right up to this. So it doesn't matter what motor you have, that same exhaust is going to work. Pretty excited about that. Haven't been paying much attention to what Matt has been doing over here. Ah! But he installed his bottle warmer. And you can see it, it's on there. He's got his little switch to turn it on and off. Boop, boop. It's legit. It actually gets to like, what did you say? It's really hot.
It gets like 300 degrees on the inside of it. I don't know about the outside.
Dude, it's 908, 910. It just keeps going up. It's amazing. That's so fast. Let me see, 911, watch. 912, it's going. It's gone. Moral of the story is, don't mess with Matt. He'll turn on his bottle warmer and that's it. That's it, full pressure all the time, every time. What's that? Is that your old bottle warmer?
This is my old bottle warmer.
It's a towel?
I still keep it because it's my officer. I don't have a nitrous tank in the trunk.
Show me, how would you?
It's okay. Race car here. I'm unsure what you were talking about.
What bottle?
What bottle?
I don't see it.
I don't see it either.
It's a new day and my parts that I ordered are here. I'm going to show you guys the new motor mounts and the new oil pan that's going to allow me to have an oil cooler and the oil filter relocation block in a different place. So it's going to be awesome. You can see we have a left S13 S14 LS mount, and here's what goes on the chassis side, and it can go to 13 or 14. Goes like that. Boom. That's amazing. Very race car, much wow. And we have this one by Sue. And that bolts to the trans. Those are the mounts, and this is the Canton product I also ordered, the dipstick. We're going to need that. This is what's going to make the oil lines go to the oil relocation block, oil filter relocation block. These are the studs that are going to hold the oil pan to the block now. They're going to be studs. And this is the oil pan. I'm really excited about it.
I can hear all the excitement in your voice.
So this is going to go right here, bolts onto there, and it makes the lines that goes to this. Split out. This is pretty cool. I don't know if you can see it. This is pretty cool because as you can see it says cooler core and engine side, and that's in, out, then that's your oil filter, and then in there, I don't know if you can see it, there's a thermostat So what it does is, on the cooler side, it will regulate the temperature. I believe this is 180, the thermostat, and that's what it's going to open or close for cooling the oil in the engine. So that covers all the new parts that are going to be installed on the motor and the S13. We have to clean it all up, paint the valve covers, do all the pretty stuff, the front main cover, the front main seal, rear main seal. I have to get the oil pan gasket still. There's a couple of little ifs and ends I still have to go pick up from the auto parts store. So for now, this is it. Took all the old parts out. Here they are on the ground. You can see the subframe. I'm waiting for the new one. It should be here soon, and then I can put it in so that way the motor can actually have a cradle to sit in. All the old motor mounts and trans mounts and the oil pan, my friend is coming to pick it up. He's going to be using it on his LS S13, and I hope the best for him. I mean, they lasted for me for 5 years, 6 years in my LS amazingness. I love driving LS S13s. It's one of my favorite things, and I'm glad you guys are following and are going to continue to see the progress of this build. And now that we're going to be oil cooling and oil temperature, it's going to be amazing. Hopefully we can hot lap and not overheat like I did at Grid Life, which is the main reason I'm doing all of this. I have yet to put the motor on the stand because I need bolts to bolt it onto there. I lost the bolts that I usually use, and I need to go find some new ones. I just grabbed one now, so I'll go get that, and then that'll be in the next video. Now that you guys know about the new parts and what color they are and stuff, what color do you think I should paint my subframe? And my engine bay is going to be repainted gray. I'm not changing that. I like that color because I can see oil leaks on track. That's something that is very important to know, because you can stop a fire from happening, or accidents like you know, when my clutch went out and I hit the wall. If my power steering goes out, you know, something can happen as well. So it's every little thing that when you go back onto hot grid, you want to be able to see right away and inspect your car, and you know, not have any issues while you're driving it at full throttle. The engine bay is going to need a full overhaul. As you can see, it is fully beat from over the years. It's going to need to get sanded and cleaned up to get repainted. The wiring is going to need to get redone. I'm going to have to figure some stuff out with the loom and my injectors. I know that little red tape right there, I had an issue in the middle of a show, so I'm gonna fix stuff like that. I really appreciate you guys watching, continuing to comment and like these videos. I know I've been getting not that many views recently, but it's okay. I'm gonna keep going for it, and I have so much to show you. I also remember I will be painting my G, and that's gonna be amazing. I'm so excited for that. First we gotta finish the S13 so we can take it out there and drive it and beat it up some more, because that's what you do with drift cars, right? I can't wait to drive with my friends, Taylor and Adam and Matt, my shopmate. This is going to be amazing. But till then, thank you guys for liking, subscribing, commenting, and sharing with your friends. See you next time.